There is a moment no one talks about. A quiet, almost invisible moment. The mortgage is paid. The investments are automated. The emergency fund is full. The calendar is no longer dictated by survival. The numbers say you are free. And yet, in the stillness that follows, something feels hollow. The noise of striving fades, and in its place is a question that is far more unsettling than debt ever was. Now what? For years, maybe decades, financial freedom was the destination. The imagined sunrise after a long night of discipline, late hours, sacrifices, deferred pleasures, every choice calibrated toward independence. And then it arrives, not with fireworks, but with silence. Tonight, we're going deeper. We're exploring why financial freedom feels empty for some people. Not because money is meaningless, but because meaning is more complex than we admit. We're starting with number 5, hedonic adaptation. The human nervous system is astonishingly efficient at normalization. What once felt extraordinary becomes ordinary with disturbing speed. The first major investment gain feels electric. The first 6-figure year feels surreal. The first time passive income covers living expenses feels like crossing into another dimension. But give it time. Weeks, months, a year. The extraordinary becomes baseline. The upgraded home becomes just a house. The freedom from alarm clocks becomes routine. The mind recalibrates expectations upward. This is not weakness. It is biology. The brain is wired to seek novelty and progress. When financial stress disappears, the dopamine that once fueled pursuit fades with it. The chase ends. And without the chase, stimulation declines. What you thought would feel like permanent triumph becomes stable normality. And normality, no matter how luxurious, rarely sustains excitement. Number 4, the loss of structure. Struggle, for all its pain, provides direction. When money is scarce, decisions are clear. Earn more, save more, survive. Goals are concrete. Milestones are measurable. The tension of necessity sharpens focus. But when financial freedom removes necessity, it also removes a framework. The external pressure that once organized your time dissolves. You wake up without urgency. You no longer need to prove yourself to employers or chase promotions. And while that sounds liberating, it can also feel destabilizing. Structure is a psychological anchor. It tells you who you are in relation to your responsibilities. When that anchor lifts, identity can drift. You may find yourself asking questions that never had space before. What do I want beyond money? Who am I without the pursuit? Freedom expands possibility, but too much possibility can paralyze. Without a defined target, direction becomes ambiguous. And ambiguity, even when chosen, can feel unsettling. Number 3, achievement addiction. Many high achievers are not just motivated by money, they are fueled by progress, by metrics, by upward graphs. Financial freedom is often the byproduct of relentless forward motion. But once the ultimate financial milestone is reached, the scoreboard changes. If identity has been built around winning, accumulating, outperforming, what happens when the game is technically over? For some, the answer is simple. They create a new target, a higher net worth, a larger portfolio, a more ambitious project. But for others, there is a subtle fatigue, a realization that the constant climb was masking something deeper. Achievement can become a distraction from existential discomfort. As long as you are chasing, you do not have to confront emptiness. When the chase slows, the silence grows louder. And in that silence, unexamined questions surface. Was the pursuit ever about security? Or was it about validation? About worth? About proving something to someone? When money can no longer serve as proof, what remains? Number 2, the identity collapse. For years, perhaps your story was clear. You were the disciplined one, the builder, the investor, the one who delayed gratification while others consumed. Financial freedom was not just a goal, it was a narrative, a defining arc, and narratives give life coherence. They provide continuity. When that chapter ends, the story must evolve. But evolution is uncomfortable. If your self-concept is intertwined with striving, letting go of striving can feel like losing yourself. You may unconsciously resist contentment, because contentment does not align with the version of you that fought so hard to get here. This creates tension. On the surface, you are free. Beneath the surface, you are disoriented. Identity built around scarcity does not instantly adapt to abundance. The habits remain. The vigilance remains, even when the threat is gone. And when your internal identity lags behind your external reality, emptiness can seep in through the cracks. Now, we approach number 1. But before we go further, pause with me. If this exploration resonates, if you've felt this quiet contradiction between financial success and emotional fulfillment, let us know in the comments. And if you appreciate deep, unsettling storytelling that examines the psychology beneath money and meaning, consider liking this video and subscribing to Deeper 5. Because what we're about to uncover moves beyond wealth entirely. Number 1. The absence of purpose beyond survival. Financial freedom solves the problem of survival. It removes the anxiety of bills, the fear of instability, the constant calculation of trade-offs. But survival is only the first layer of human motivation. Once it is secured, a more profound need emerges. Purpose, contribution, significance. If money has been the central organizing principle of your life, its resolution can expose a vacuum. Because money is a tool, not a destination. It amplifies intention, but it does not create it. When financial pressure vanishes, the question becomes unavoidable. What is this freedom for? If there is no answer, the emptiness feels sharp. You may travel, indulge, experiment, but experiences without deeper alignment often feel fleeting. The mind craves meaning the way the body craves food. And meaning is rarely purchased. It is constructed through service, creativity, growth, connection. Without those anchors, abundance can feel strangely weightless, almost artificial. The unsettling truth is that many people confuse financial freedom with existential fulfillment. They assume the removal of stress will automatically generate happiness. But the absence of pain is not the same as the presence of purpose. One is subtraction, the other is creation. And creation requires intention beyond accumulation. Somewhere tonight, someone is working tirelessly toward financial independence, imagining it as the final answer. And somewhere else, someone who has already reached it is sitting in a quiet room, wondering why the satisfaction feels incomplete. Both are chasing relief, but only one has discovered that relief is not the same as meaning. Financial freedom is powerful. It expands choice. It restores time. It reduces fear. But it does not define direction. It does not automatically answer the deeper questions of identity and contribution. In fact, it often magnifies them, because when excuses disappear, so do distractions. You can no longer blame lack of resources. You can no longer postpone reflection until after the next milestone. The mirror becomes clearer, and clarity can be uncomfortable. Perhaps the emptiness some feel is not a flaw in wealth, but a signal that human fulfillment operates on multiple layers. Security first, then significance, then legacy. Money addresses the first layer decisively. The others require a different currency entirely. Attention, intention, courage. As the lights dim and the world grows quiet, consider this. Financial freedom removes the noise of survival, but in doing so, it reveals the echo of unanswered questions. If you have spent years building wealth, you have proven discipline, vision, endurance. The next challenge may be less visible, but more profound. Building meaning that does not depend on numbers. Because in the end, freedom is not simply the absence of chains. It is the presence of direction. And without direction, even the widest open horizon can feel strangely empty.